Okay, so within the 7th year anniversary, part 1 was a bit lackluster. However, we've just had the reveals for part 2 and it looks crazy for one main reason. So yes, we finally have, you guessed it, ground battles in Dragon Ball Legends, which completely changes the game, so let's get into it. So we had the reveals and stuff, or the information, whatever you want to call it, for part 2, and of course, we have ground battles amongst a load of other battle mechanics and things like that. Basically, Legends is a completely different game now. So, we're going to go through everything in this video, including all the new characters for part 2. So make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this down below, and let's get into it. Let's go. So of course, to start off, the Legends information actually gets 100,000 views. Everyone gets 1,000 Chrono Crystals, which is very nice. I do want, there's also something for the shop. I also want to point out that I am actually away for work at the moment, but I wanted to make sure to actually film this. So let's go through everything they got in store for us. The new battle, whatever you want to call it, is going to really mix up the game. It is basically Legends 6.0. So okay, so we got the low area surface added. So in general battles such as rating matches, you'll now be able to move between the low area surface and the high area mid-air. The new battles, there's new battle systems too, including the overdrive mode and charge attack. So I'm going to try and go through everything here, so we will pause it as we go through. We got the dynamic area battles, battle area expansion, low area surface added. You can now move up and down between the surface and mid-air during battle. Enjoy low area surface animations, and we've got the actual animation here, which looks clean with the dust and everything like that as well. So this is going to take a lot of getting used to for not just any player, but also YouTubers, everything like that. So you're going to have to bear with everyone with this. I might actually do a stream where I just do loads of battles trying to get used to it. Let me know if you want to see that. So you can do the change attack. So you can switch areas with the area change attack, which you can do by either doing a tackle or a quick attack and then tapping the screen straight after. And this is available to all characters, regardless who it is. So this is across the board. So massive, massive change here. We also have different arts cards. So different arts cards giving different boosts depending whether you are on the surface or the mid area. Which is why they've also done that update where you can get cards from people who are on the bench as well. So interested to see how this works out in game, to be honest. Okay, so one of the big factors is the overdrive mode. So you fill the special gauge to activate overdrive mode. Enter a temporary power-up state when activated. Use arts without consuming keys. You have infinite key and take reduced damage. You also have the ability to unleash a super powerful overdrive attack. Okay, so they've actually highlighted where this sort of overdrive charge meter is as well. So you can boost that up, and there's actually like two, I guess, charges or whatever you can see in there, or gauges or whatever you want to call it. So it is very interesting to say the least. Okay, so we've also got the overdrive attack. So you pick either mid-air combo or surface combo 3 times to decide your combo route. Each option will receive a random bonus effect, which is either a damage boost or a health recovery. When attacking, the bonus effect will activate if picking a different combo than your opponent when defending. You can cancel the bonus effect you pick by you pick the same combo as your opponent. So in essence, there's 2 options. You can either get extra damage or restore your health. If the opponent picks the same as you, you don't get that buff. If you pick a different one to the opponent, then you get the buff, and you have up to 3 times during this, and that is during the overdrive attack. Okay, so it's giving a bit of a show of it, to be honest, on the left-hand side there. And you also have the overcharging nowadays, which overcharge, and that's how you get to the overdrive, I think they called it. So charging key for a set amount of time. Also, whilst you are in this overcharge mode, automatically cancels out quick attacks, tap attacks, tackles, and tap shots. So you have almost like a special armor or whatever. This reminds me a little bit of like the sparking mode within Kakarot or something like that. You can also do a charge attack whilst you are overcharging. You can combo in the into the arts after landing a charge attack as well. So you have to charge and then swipe up to actually attack the opponent. So a new way, basically, of initiating, which is very nice to see. It will actually reduce that sort of like passive play, I think, but we're yet to see. We'll see in game. Okay, so we've actually got some footage here of the basically battle, low area battle, whatever you want to call it, surface battle, whatever. Like I said, it looks pretty clean, but it's going to take a little while to get used to this, and that's not just me either. I imagine that's everyone. So we'll have to see how it works out. Different characters are going to have different boosts as well, I assume. Whether they're on the floor or whether they're in the air or anything like that. We've got the area change attack as an example. So once again, that's from a quick attack or a tackle and then tapping the screen straight after. There we go. We've got another example. Like I said, different characters are going to have different ways to or reasons to be on the floor or whatever. It is random as well. So you could either start the match on the floor or in the air. You have the overcharging as well, where you charge a key for a set period, and you can fill up that overcharging gauge, which takes you into that overdrive mode, which I think we'll see it now. So you've got the overdrive mode, you've got infinite key, all that sort of stuff, take less damage, and you've got the overdrive attack, which is almost like a rising rush, to be honest, but I think they'll show it in a second. Okay, here is the overdrive attack. So we actually see this in game as well. Once again, you pick whichever buff or boost you want, and if the opponent picks the same as you, don't get the buff. But if you pick a different one to the opponent, then you actually get those buffs as well. So you can restore your health from it, which is pretty big. They also did mention, which we'll see on screen now, if you actually use that overdrive attack against somebody with low health, then you've got a special animation, and it looks sick, I'll be honest. It looks really good. So why not? People are probably going to want to use this as much as possible. It's like a mini LF, really, in it. But yeah, you get a special animation if you finish the opponent with that. So that's not bad. Okay, so whilst we are seeing this bit, I did want to highlight, once again, I know I keep saying it, but it's going to take a little while to get used to this, to be honest. But it's looking pretty cool. There is something which I'll talk about in a little while as well that I think that they can do with this, and yeah, we'll go over it, but I think that's all that they go over with the new mechanics and things. Now we go over the new characters. Okay, so here we are. Obviously, I already know because I had to watch this video multiple times to really understand what these new mechanics were, I'll be honest. But we've got some new characters coming for part 2. We've got a Sparking Napper, which I've not had a look at the breakdowns or anything like that. I might try and do a separate video, but it's quite hard to do this whilst I'm traveling. But as you can see, you can actually plant Cybermen if you're on the floor, so he gets a special boost being on the surface area, and you can jump into Cybermen. So it looks like you can get basically like extra lives by planting some Cybermen and things, which, to be honest, is a nice different way of having these surface battles and introducing it. I realise Saiyan Saga is not the hyper saga for everybody. People want to see Vegetos or Fusions, Future Saga or anything like that. MUI Gokus, which we had for part 1. But yeah, Saiyan Saga it is for part 2. We've got a Sparking Tien and Chaozu. To me, without looking at the kit, because of what Chaozu does, it does look like there's a succession mechanic. Yeah, here it is. So whether this hurts the opponent, I don't know. Probably does. But it does look like a succession mechanic and a tag unit to start off with. But yeah, I've already seen people say Saiyan Saga, easy skip, this and that. But the kits of these characters, I imagine, are going to be quite different and unique. So that might entice people to summon. But with it being Saiyan Saga, it wouldn't be the Saiyan Saga without having, of course, 2 rivals, Legends Limited Goku and Legends Limited Vegeta. So yes, we've got the Goku, which both look very, very good animation-wise, to be honest. Whilst they might not be as hype as like Super Saiyans and all that sort of stuff, they do look really, really good. But we've got Legends Limited Goku, and of course, to go with him, as part 2, we've got the Legends Limited Vegeta. Like I said, these animations look absolutely sick. Whether they're going to have buffs for being in the air or not, I don't know. One thing that I did mention earlier, that with these ground battles, something that I thought that they would do with these characters, which I think they could still do, so maybe with part 3 or even moving forward, is for ground battles. Now, it's different in the air, but for ground battles, they could zoom out depending on the character. What I mean by that is, what I thought they would do with the Vegeta is, for example, when he's on the ground, he would go into a Great Ape and they zoom out for the battle. Or if he goes into the air, he comes out of Great Ape or something like that. That's something that they might do in the future. So maybe for part 3 they can look to do something, and that could be their way of introducing giant characters. I don't know, just a thought, but these characters do look really good. Not the hypest of sagas, I will admit that, and I understand that. People going easy skip, part 2, ruined, fumbled, all this sort of stuff. I get where you're coming from. That's what I would say. But Saiyan Saga's still pretty cool. Is it anniversary worthy? I'm not sure. But these characters will probably be very unique with the battle style. I think they're hoping that this battle style will carry part 2. I don't know why it wasn't out for part 1, but whatever. I think they're hoping it'll carry part 2. And then, essentially, these characters will sort of help it along, basically. But, yeah, let me know your thoughts on the characters, the battle style as well, and we'll go over everything else that they got in store for us. Okay, so going over everything else that we know of for part 2, we've got a brand new sparking Gohan free-to-play unit who is blue. He nullifies element disadvantages, prevents all enemies switching. Apparently he's a powerful attacker with a blast art, so we'll see what he can do when he comes out. Okay, we've also got some new raids, but these are separate to the weekly raids that they do. This is a special raid based off the story, so if you haven't grinded through the story, make sure to do it so you can actually take a part of these raids. As it says, clear parts 2, 4 and 6 of the main story to challenge them. Up to 1,500 chrono crystals, so free chrono crystals, free rewards, all that sort of stuff. I'll probably do a video on this to see what it's really like, so yeah, stay tuned to that. Okay, so we've got a brand new PvP system, not system, sorry, well we do technically, but PvP season. We know everything about that. You get the coins, chrono crystals, up to 1,000 of them. There is a title if you get to godly rank, all that sort of stuff, so I'm not going to go over it too much. With treasure battle, they're adding more chrono crystals to that treasure battle shop, so make sure to keep grinding that if you haven't already. We also have the Worldwide Team Battle Season 2. So we had this already. It was like instant transmission or flight. Now they have different choices. So make sure to pick a choice before this starts. But they did mention it's going to happen in a little while. So it won't be directly like tomorrow or when part 2 originally starts. So the choices that we've got now is, would you rather be part of Son family or Vegeta clan? To be honest, in my thoughts, originally I was like, oh, Son family, but Goku's not the greatest father. You basically got Piccolo as dad, and then you got Vegeta clan, where their family is absolutely minted. So I might actually pick Vegeta clan, personally. You also get trained by your dad quite heavily. So you get the ticket from a login bonus, and then you just pick which one you want, and that'll make you basically part of it. So make sure to do that if you have, I was going to say if you haven't already, but make sure you do that. Of course, you get coins depending on whether yours was wins or whatever. We can get chrono crystals, multi-Z power, all that sort of stuff as well. I already picked up the chrono crystals. Whether they refresh that shop, I don't think so, but yeah. So we've also got Ultra Space-Time Rush Anniversary, just like any other Ultra Space-Time Rush. Why not just get the medals, I guess, but yeah, I won't spend too much time on that either. We've also got the Champions bonus coming back, so free Chrono Crystals for completing the event once per day for 10 days, so you can get 500 Chrono Crystals, so just make sure to do it. We've also got the Chance Time Part 1 results, so you should be able to pick up them very, very soon, or save them, because they will also do a Part 2 as well, so bear that in mind. We've got Hoi Poi coming back, Choice Battles, sure, pretty normal stuff, and they're continuing the login every Wednesday to get 500 Chrono Crystals, which is pretty nice, actually. And something else that's massive, a certain character gets an exclusive equipment. Yes, it is Charlotte. So normally, as they say, this goes for Ultra units, but Charlotte Platinum equipment is coming. So I'm envisioning that this will make Charlotte pretty strong. It's been a while since he's had like a proper buff, but I'd be very interested to see what actually stats and things like that he gets off this. But I imagine he'll probably be running around PvP for a while on this. We've also got an equipment ultra upgrade bonanza, so make sure to upgrade your equipment during that. Yes, we have the third installment of the sort of link up with other things or the collabs or whatever, and it is with Sparking Zero. I forgot for a second the word collab. And that is Charlotte coming to Sparking Zero, so I'll do videos on this as well, which is pretty nice actually. I wasn't thinking Sparking Zero, but then when I saw what they were releasing for part 2 and the characters, the background did look a bit Sparking Zero-y, I'm not going to lie. That was my initial thought, so I'll be very interested to try out Charlotte and Sparking Zero. If you're wondering when this comes out, it is June 27th, which is about a week away or something like that. So Charlotte is coming to Sparking Zero, and if you've already got the Battle Pass or whatever it is, not the Battle Pass, the Season Pass, then you get him just instantly, which I've already got. So, like I said, I'm going to look forward to actually trying out Charlotte in Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is a very fun game. I haven't done as many videos as I was hoping on it, but I'll definitely do one for this, so stay tuned. So apparently Charlotte's going to be a well-balanced character with Wild Cannon, a long-range blast, Meteor Break for a forward-charging blast, and Ultimate Blast is a familiar Rising Rush from Legends. So you get it, Legends. Sparking Zero now has Rising Rushes, so watch out, Sparking Zero players. There's also the BGM as well, just to point out, in Sparking Zero. So yes, the 27th. Just to point out as well, Toyotaro doing some nice art of Giblet and Charlotte. I'll take it. And that was pretty much it, other than Overdrive for some free Chrono Crystals in the shop as well. So that is everything for part 2. So that is pretty much everything we can expect for part 2, including basically Legends being a completely different game with a battle system and things. We've got the new characters. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. A lot of people not so hype on it, but we'll see what they're like. And then we've got the collabs and all that sort of stuff as well. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Once again, I have to do this on my travel, so apologies on if it's not quite the same sort of level as you used to. But until next time, I'll catch you later. Ciao.